What's up, man? It just dawned on me. I ain't talked to y'all today. I ain't talked to y'all today. I'm definitely, I was out there getting it on with the rental cars, of course. It's a hustle. So what's going on today is I went ahead and cleaned up the cars. I had one cleanup to do today. Clean that one up. Somebody else came by, picked up one. Normal day. In the background, I got going on two vehicles that two idiots didn't return. One person just dropped my car off on the other side of town, talking about the keys is where he found them. I'm like, yeah, but the car not where you found it. So he gonna probably wind up having to pay some big old fine. And somebody else left my car, one of my vehicles, way in Colorado. So she gonna wind up having to pay a big old fine. So yeah, it ain't all peaches and cream in here. And stuff be going on, but the thing about it is, you got backup. Right now I'm operating off a platform. I don't really be advertising for other people, other uh, other people, other stuff right now at this point. Because you never know, they might not want to be affiliated with me or something like that, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, the platform, they're taking care of all of that. They sending somebody out there to get my car from Colorado. They're going to charge the shit out the person for leaving it out there. They sending somebody to get my car from on the other side of town. They're going to charge the shit out of him too. So that's what's good. Now, what I will talk about is my own site that I'm currently working on, like literally as we speak. I'm building a website and everything where people can go on and book a car. But what I'm interested in is that making sure that my own personal site can can support my business the way the other platform is doing. If somebody leaves my car in Colorado, am I set up to handle that on my own? If somebody gets a ticket, does my own site, can I handle that? Am I going to be able to charge the person if somebody damages my car? If somebody, has an accident, am I going to be covered for that? So that's pretty much what I've been working on in the background. I never mentioned it. I've been thinking more about what you guys probably want to know. Y'all probably want to know how you even get started. You know what I'm saying? To even get started at all, where you get the money from. And so, what I have to say is pretty much whatever everybody else have to say. If you don't have, $5,000, $6,000, that's all you need to buy. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take that back. If you want to do rental cars to make money, I wouldn't even suggest starting off with one car. If that's you absolutely have to, then you got to do what you got to do. But it's gonna be hard to, cause what if something happened? What if you buy just one car and you think you're about to try to make some money, and somebody leave it in Colorado? You know what I'm saying? Now you're out of business until your car get back. Or what if somebody tear it up? You know what I'm saying? So I would say at least two. You know what I'm saying? So if something happens to one, uh, at least you have the other one still bringing in some income. But you heard me say just now, I got two cars that's been left somewhere. So if it be just your luck that somebody, mishandled both of your cars, but at the end of the day, I would say at least two. For finance purposes. And if you can't just cough up $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, then you'll take a loan out. The first thing you're gonna do, you're scared to take the loan out, but this is how it's gonna work. Each car that you rent out is gonna bring you at least $1,000. Okay, so if you go take a loan out, your minimum payment ain't gonna be no $1,000 a month. And if hopefully if you buy a decent car, you don't have no problems. The maintenance on the car not gonna cost you no $1,000 a month. Hopefully you only have to spend maybe in the first month, what I'm saying, even maybe an oil change, maybe light bulbs, whatever the car may need. But the second, third month, you shouldn't have to spend nothing on that car beside car washes beside car washes. So you should be bringing you a good, $800 in every month on that car. And if you got two cars, now you got $1,400 a month. Some people don't even make that at work. They got people go to work all month long and barely even make $1,500 a month. And you put two cars on the lot, look at me, I'm sitting around. I got 25 cars out there and I'm sitting around. So just two, you're going to be sitting around for the most part. If people rent those cars out, it's not that hard. You can go to work. You know what I'm saying? Depend on, I'd leave that out. You know what I'm saying? Because you can go to work, but stuff going to happen to where it's going to mess with your schedule. But anyway, man, you know, if you don't have an LLC, too hard headed. I'm sick of talking to people about trying to tell them to go get an LLC, and that's where you get money from. If you too hard headed to do that, don't go get an LLC. You know what I'm saying? Go borrow the money from the banks, find you some high ass interest, whatever you want to do. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go somewhere and find you some high ass interest rate. I'm just really fed up with trying to tell people how to fund a business, and they don't want to just go do it. Everybody want to do everything else. But that's what you can do. You know what I'm saying? You can actually start your LLC. And the beauty of having a business is when you apply for business credit, you get 0% interest for the first 12 months. And that way you don't have to worry about paying interest. You pay $500,000-$600,000 for that car, and it'll be, I told you, you're gonna make $1,000 a month. It'll be well paid off in a year. You know what I'm saying? And you take your profits and you keep investing in your business. You don't go blow it and spend it on all kind of stupid shit. Okay? Tired of talking about that, man. What's wrong with y'all? So that's what you do. That's what I did. I mean, I started off with 2 cars. It was just I was like, yeah, I didn't think it was gonna work, honestly. But I'm an entrepreneur, and I already had some properties. I already had properties, and I was sitting around with not much to do. I did a bunch of traveling. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, well, let me take some investment money and buy a couple of cars, see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And when I tried, you know, I did one of them, I kept it rented out. The other one, I decided, let me try something else. I did rent to own. Mistake. I had to try rent to own about 3-4 times. Every time I do it, the person don't do nothing but tear the car up and then don't want to finish paying for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's better to just rent it out. So I had, you know, those 2. That was years ago. You know, I cut renting cars out for a little while and picked it back up. I bought 3 cars. And I noticed immediately that my income went up $3,000. You know, I was paying attention more this time. I noticed my income went up like $3,000 for the month. So a couple of months passed by. I took my money and I invested it back into my business. I didn't do nothing stupid with it. You know what I'm saying? I went and bought 2 more cars. And I noticed the next month, my income jumped up to $5,000. I was like, I ain't never had a job where every time I, you know, shake a stick, I get $1,000 raise a month. So now I'm at 5 cars, bringing in about $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Well, let me try something. So I went and bought 3 more. I noticed my income jumped up to $8,000. I said, oh shit. I went and bought 3 more. I noticed my income jumped up to $11,000. I said, oh shit. I went and bought about 4 more cars. My income jumped up to $15,000. Nigga, I went cashed out. I went spend every dollar I had and bought every car. I went and bought 10 more cars. You hear me? Now I got 25 cars. And now it's to the point I don't even feel comfortable telling people how much I make a month no more. And I'm just getting started. So that's what you do. I mean, I ain't gonna say that's what you do. Like I said, I'm tired of telling people, don't do what you want to do. But that's my story. And that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna be my bread and butter. Because I want to have my own private rental car company. It's gonna be, you're gonna see me like you see Hertz. You're gonna see me like you see Avis. But I'm gonna stop right there. You understand? I just had a little time to chit chat with y'all. And it's a rental car hustle. Check back.